The world has waited for this moment longer than anyone could imagine. For decades, engineers, dreamers, and skeptics alike have shared one impossible vision: a car that powers itself. A vehicle that doesn't rely on gasoline, batteries, or any external charging source. A machine that, once set in motion, could continue indefinitely, drawing power from within. And now, according to new reports from Maxwell Technologies, that impossible dream has just driven onto American roads. They're calling it Maxwell's Car. The first self-powered vehicle officially declared street legal in the United States. No fuel. No plug. No emissions. Just infinite motion, or so they say. The announcement stunned the automotive world. It came quietly at first, a short press release, almost cryptic in its tone. It didn't boast. It didn't scream innovation. It simply stated, the Maxwell self-sustaining vehicle has met all federal and state safety requirements for street operation. And that single line sent shockwaves across the globe. Because if it's true, if this car genuinely generates its own power, then everything we know about energy, economics, and transportation could be about to change forever. To understand why this moment is so historic, we need to step back. Decades ago, the name Maxwell was mostly associated with James Clerk Maxwell, the Scottish physicist who defined the laws of electromagnetism. He imagined that energy could exist in forms unseen, flowing invisibly through space. But that was 1865. Fast forward 160 years, and another group, inspired by Maxwell's equations, claims they've harnessed those same invisible fields to power motion. The Maxwell Energy Systems Division, often shortened to MESD, was founded quietly in 2018. It began as a research branch working on what they called quantum spin energy conversion. At first, few took them seriously. Spin energy sounded more like science fiction than engineering. But while the public focused on electric cars, MESD scientists worked in silence, chasing something beyond the battery. Internal documents later revealed that they experimented with field resonance coils, devices capable of extracting usable current from vacuum fluctuations. Essentially, energy from nothing. The breakthrough reportedly came in late 2023. A prototype motor, running in a sealed chamber, continued operating for weeks without any measurable energy loss. No combustion. No electrical recharge. Just motion. The engineers didn't believe it at first. They assumed a measurement error. But after countless trials and independent tests, the results were the same. The system maintained torque output continuously, drawing on what they called ambient quantum spin differentials. By 2024, the concept had evolved into something the public could understand: a car that powers itself. They called it Project Helios. Helios, the name of the sun god. A symbol of endless energy. Early leaked. But the deeper you look into Maxwell's car, the stranger the story becomes. Because behind every breakthrough that changes the world, there's a shadow most people never see. And in this case, that shadow seems darker than anyone expected. After Maxwell's announcement went silent, independent researchers started tracing the company's financial records. They found something curious. Just months before the vehicle's certification, Maxwell Technologies quietly sold a controlling stake to a shell corporation registered in Delaware, a company with no employees, no physical address, and no public officers. That shell company, in turn, was linked to an investment group connected to aerospace defense contracts. Coincidence? Maybe. But then came another twist. Patent filings related to the quantum spin resonator vanished from the U.S. Patent Office database. When questioned, the office replied that certain intellectual properties had been placed under national security review. That phrase, national security review, has appeared only a handful of times in the last 50 years. Each time, it involved technology with potential military applications far beyond civilian use. And that's when people began asking, what exactly does a self-powered car have to do with national defense? Some suggested the obvious, that if a car can generate endless power, so can a drone. So can a submarine. So can a spacecraft. Unlimited motion means unlimited endurance. A weapon that never needs refueling is a weapon that never stops. Others went further, claiming that Maxwell's team wasn't working alone. There were whispers of outside consultants, physicists whose names never appeared on payrolls, but whose research matched the project's direction exactly. One name surfaced repeatedly: Dr. Elias Corman, a theoretical physicist once contracted by DARPA to study quantum field vacuum extraction. He disappeared from public record in 2021. No publications, no appearances, no trace. Then, in early 2024, a blurry photo surfaced online showing a man resembling Corman entering Maxwell's Nevada facility. The photo vanished within hours. Was it real? No one can confirm. But if it was, it raises an unsettling possibility that Maxwell's car may not be a product of private innovation at all, but a public experiment masquerading as one. A controlled release. A test. And once the test was complete, it was quietly reeled back in. Some insiders claim the car's technology relies on field interactions that overlap with classified propulsion research, specifically, work related to electromagnetic momentum control. In other words, the same science rumored to power experimental aircraft. The similarities are undeniable. Eyewitnesses near military bases have long described craft with no visible engines, no sound, and movements that defy inertia. Objects that accelerate instantly, hover silently, and vanish without a trace. For decades, people called